Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Meditation Minyan. We're so glad to have you with us, either live on Zoom or watching the recording afterwards. And we want to appreciate and introduce Randy Adelberg, who's going to be leading our meditation this morning. And I'm going to turn things over to Randy.
Thank you, Rabbi. Welcome to Tuesday meditation on January 11th, 2022. As Rabbi said, my name is Randy Adelberg, and I am a member of Congregation Adat Rahim, but I am a meditation novice. Even though meditation is relatively new for me, I have been a student of yoga since 1991, and meditation and movement are the two key pieces of yoga. So I'm not a complete stranger to meditation. And I've learned a lot this year working with Rabbi Glazer and with all of you. So thank you for that. Before we begin today, I'm going to invite everybody to take off your shoes if you're wearing any. Take a second to kick off your shoes. Okay, now resettle yourselves back in your seats as best you can. And I want you to, without looking at them, I want you to notice your feet and your toes. Wiggle your toes. Move your ankles. Make little circles. Stretch your toes. Stretch them as far apart as you can. Make them reach out. Make your toes as long as you can without putting strain on your ankles. Can you lift your big toe but leave the other ones down on the floor? Can you lift your other toes but leave your big one down on the floor? Can you lift individual toes one at a time? Let your feet and your toes and your ankles play a little bit. Okay, now relax your feet. And now I want you to notice your fingers. And you may or may not want to look at them. Can you do the same things with your fingers that you did with your toes? Wiggle your fingers. Can you move one and keep the other still? Can you touch your thumb to each lower knuckle and to every part of your fingers? Open and close your hands, make little fists. Notice also, I'm noticing the temperature in my hands, which I didn't really notice in my feet because my feet are in nice warm socks, but I'm noticing the tips of my fingers are really cold. Maybe make circles. Okay, now relax your hands, bring them to rest wherever they're comfortable. Okay, now I want you to bring awareness to the very tip top of your head, as high as you can. And for me, I need to close my eyes to do this best. And I want you to just notice, can you bring your awareness to the very tip top of your head? In yoga, we're taught about the third eye, which is kind of in between your two eyebrows. So sometimes it's easier to bring awareness to that area of your forehead rather than to the very tip top. And can you make yourself as tall as possible without stretching or moving your neck or lifting your shoulders? Just bring your awareness there and try to make yourself tall without actually becoming a giraffe. So these are our extremities. And today, while we're doing our breathing, we're going to try to get the breath to all those extremities, from the very tips of our toes to the very edges of our fingers, to the very, very tips of our heads. and then through all the organs in between, all the parts of our body in between, muscles and bones, sinew, everything in between if we can. If you have not already made yourself comfortable in your chair, please do so. Make sure that you are grounded. Make sure your sits bones are grounded in your chair and your back has good support. Make sure that you can feel the floor beneath your feet, the seat beneath your bottom, the back of the chair, your armrests, or if you're resting your hands in your lap, feel grounded to your lap so that we are all one with the earth if possible, even though my floor is really not on the earth. It's as close as I can be right now. Don't forget, you might want to bring, if you haven't already done so, bring your shoulder blades up. Bring your shoulders up lightly and down. And bring your blades, shoulder blades together a little bit and then release them to open up your heart center. Breathe naturally and relax. One thing I learned in yoga many years ago from a wonderful teacher is that our breath could be like the waves of the ocean, like the tide. And she would have us breathe into our bellies, expanding the bellies with that breath, and then bring that breath up to our midriff area and expand that area. And then bring the breath up to your chest and expand that area, kind of like the tide rolling in. And then gently release that breath from your chest, and then release it from your midsection, and then release it from that lowest belly, kind of like the tide rolling out. And for me, that always helped settle me. So I would imagine the tide coming into my lower belly with a breath, expanding into my midriff, expanding my chest, and then leaving my chest, leaving my midriff, and leaving my stomach. And that may or may not work for you. Try it one more time. So for me, it always helped to make myself feel one with the tide. Now let's focus on breathing in that lower belly. And make your belly large, make it full with that breath, without bringing any strain to any other part of your body. Don't stress your jaw, don't stress your neck, don't raise your shoulders up. Just gently bring as much air into that lower belly as you can. And hold it for 1 second and release it slowly. Let's do that again with a count of 3. We're going to breathe in the slow count of 3 to expand the belly. 1, 2, 3. Hold it there. And now release gently. Try to do it to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And release to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it one more time on your own. And bring your breath back to where it's comfortable. On this cold, sunny winter day, I thought maybe we would try to focus on warmth. So while you're breathing, I have a little poem to maybe get you to a state of warmth. And then I'm just going to leave you to try to bring warmth into your body with your breath on your own. This poem is called Fire. It's by Judy Brown. What makes a fire burn is space between the logs, a breathing space. Too much of a good thing, too many logs packed in too tight can douse the flames almost as surely as a pail of water would. So building fires requires attention to the spaces in between as much as to the wood. When we are able to build open spaces in the same way we have learned to pile on the logs, then we can come to see how it is fuel and absence of the fuel together that makes fire possible. We only need to lay a log lightly from time to time. A fire grows simply because the space is there with openings in which the flame that knows just how it wants to burn can find its way. So for the next several minutes, 8 minutes to be exact, try to release some logs, create space with your breath, and see if you can create some warmth. Okay. Slowly begin to make your feet and your toes and all your body parts alive again. Bring them up out of their state of rest and wiggle them again. And slowly open your eyes if they were closed. And thank you all. I hope that you are able to find some warmth and that you will continue to find warmth in this cold winter, which is the way it's supposed to be.